Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I will be creating Helsinki region trunk bus line number 300. Now there is also a line number 200, but that runs to Espoon Keskus. And as I have yet to create the railroad to Espoon Keskus and the bus lines to Espoon Keskus, it is safer at this point to create line number 300 because it runs on areas where I have already created other forms of traffic. Now, as it has become customary during the past few videos or past 20 videos or so, I don't know, I will start by creating the line. And it will start at Elinaukio. And we will get to the line pretty shortly, as I will just do the basic settings like this. So we start at Elinaukio, and then we stop at Hesperian Puisto and Töölönhalli, and at Kansaneläkelaitos, and then let's have a look at this line. Okay, we will stop at Töölön Tulli and at Kuusitie and at Tilkka. Then at Ruskesu, and then at Ruskesun Varikko, and at Talontie, at Karvamokuja, at Valimokuja, at Vihdintien silta, and at Marttila, and at Konelan puisto, and at Ruosilan polku. And then let's see what will happen next. Okay, so we'll actually continue straight, it seems. This is a new thing, and once again, this line runs like the other trunk lines. It runs some new tracks. So what did I tell you? Ruosilan polku. Right. I will have to look this up on the map. 1 second. One more second, I seem to be a bit lost here. Now I think I found the right spot. Yes, that's right. So Ruosilan polku Ruusastien is... let me find that on the map. It's okay, it's somewhere over here, but just let me find that on the map. I have a few difficulties here. One more second. Sorry about this. Oh, wait. So I already found Ruosilan polku. Sorry about that. So the following stop is at the Malminkartanon tie. Malmigårdsvägen. And it's right after this crossing, so it's located somewhere over here. Let me have one more look. Once again, sorry about the delay. Yes. It's over here. And we're not moving on city road, we're moving on the fast city road. So it's, oops, not the one-way stop. And there. That's it, I found it. Once again, sorry for the delay. I just had to sort of, well, find myself on the map. It took some time, but now we're there. So that's Malminkartanotie. Then after Malminkartanotie, we will stop at Vanha Hämeenkyläntie. Let's see what that is in Swedish. That's called Vanha Hämeenkyläntie Gamla Tavastbyvägen, and it's before that crossing, so it's around there. And why? Sorry about that. That's not correct. Delete. No, sorry. I seem to have some issues with understanding what's happening here at the moment. Because the game doesn't always show what you're building, it actually shows what you last built, and what I last built was certainly a city road. Oops. And not a fast city road, which is a different thing, seemingly. Oops. So we're reaching the stop with the signals right there. And after Vanha Hämeenkyläntie, let's see where we'll head next. We will head next to Köysikuja. And that's called Reipgrendin, and that's located right here by this crossing, and then we'll move back to the slow city roads. Interesting, really. Let's not care about that. But we will... okay, let's do it this way. The fast city road runs past this stop anyway, so I will just create this one with the city road, and then we'll move back to the fast city road to create a connection to the previous stop, because I know that this road is actually operated on a 60-kilometer speed limit. I drive it quite often, but in this mod, which I'm using, the speed limits seem more French than anything, because they use 50 and 70 and so on instead of 40 and things like that. And the Finnish speed limits are even more diverse than that because we use all speeds up to 120, which is the highest speed limit in Finland. So, after köysikuja, we will then stop at Koivuvaarankuja, Björkbergagågrenden. Oops. Let's use the city road for now. Oops. That's it, we're through to Koivuvaarankuja. After which we will stop at a stop called Karhun Kierros. Björnringen. And the stop will be located around here. Oops. As you can see, there is more building and yes, less yapping at the moment, so it means I'm getting a bit tired, but nevertheless I will still keep on building. After Karhun Kierros, wait a second, there should be 2 stops on this stretch, that's right. Karhun Kierros and then Lammaskuja, which is something called Lamgrenden. That's in the center of Pähkinärin, really. So we will place the stop, let me see, over here. Isn't it great how straight the road is over here? Now it makes a turn. So there, the buses can run at the full 50 kilometers an hour. Will make their life, their life a lot easier. Oops. Sorry about that. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Tired, if you know what I mean. After Lammaskuja, we will stop at Ulkoniityn kuja, Utengsgränden, which is around here, I think. That's correct. There we go. Then let's add the signals. Oops. I think I have two phrases which will probably repeat themselves after and after. And time again, they are oops and bye, but they all both have their places, so let's just use oops for now and bye at the end of the video. Okay, moving on. After Ulkonitynkuja, we'll stop at Varistontie, and Varistontie in Swedish is called Varistovägen. And it comes after that crossing. What was it in Swedish again? Varistovägen, okay. So that's it. Done. 4. And after Varistontie, we will then stop at Avaintie. Nyckelvägen. That's it, they're connected. There is another stop in between, but this time I'm lazy and I will not be creating it. There is no way to predict if I'm gonna create the stops or not. I will just go with the flow, and this time I don't feel like creating extra stops because I don't seem to manage to avoid stopping at them. So I will create it later on. Then we will have Uomatie. Wonder what that is called in Swedish. There is also another stop in between, but like I said, I will deal with this later. Uomatie Strömfåravägen. Well, that's quite something. And probably the reason why I'm not creating the stops in here is that I realized that a lot fewer buses will stop at these stops than at the stops which I've already created. So I am actually just moving issues onwards and not using my job. Because the stops I've kind of created in between so far, very many buses are using them, and so I'm just trying to make things easy, but oops, these stops are used by very few other buses, so I can just cut corners at the moment and make this video a bit quicker than I probably would do in the ordinary world. Now, after Uomatie, okay, interesting, we're in this part of town right now. After Uomatie will stop at Kuohukuja. And Kuohukuja in Swedish is Svalgränden. Now there are three different lines or roads in here, and the bus stop is after the second. So what did I say? Kuohukuja Svalgränden will be after the second crossing. It's over here. And after Kuohukuja, we will stop at Louhelan. Oh, the Louhela train station. Interesting. Let's see where this has taken us. The Louhela station stops are right to the south of the station, so they are over here. Okay. I will once again merge this with the station itself, although they have different names. There we go. And then the the Patokio station stop doesn't exist. Sorry about that. It's part of the Louhela stop. There we go. Sorry about that too. After Louhela, we will stop at a stop called Ojapolku. And in Swedish, the name is Bäckstien. Let's see where it is placed. It's over here. That's a stupid little turn, but that was my mistake, and I'm going to keep that mistake in there to remind people that everything doesn't have to be perfect. But yeah, we have Ojapolku in here, and pretty soon we will create a stop at the Myyrmäki station. Now, yeah, the final stop will be at the Myyrmäki station. Let's just see how this shit functions. Oh, it functions like this. Okay, that's pretty simple. So we just have to run the bus from here and on to here and then turn left. There. And that should do it. I think that should do it. We'll soon see if that will do it, but until then, That should do it. Oops. Okay, so let's build the blueprints, and now I have to confess that I've totally forgotten where I left with this line. Yeah, it was over there. So we will stop at Malminkartointia. They stop, and then we will probably just complete this thing pretty shortly. It's actually a pretty long run of new stops that I've created, but well, seems pretty simple, though. So from Myyrmäki we will then just return our own path towards the city center. And add the missing stops later, because there will be other lines running through these same roads. And this is it. This is it, guys. The line is ready, and then let's see how often it operates. I think it's 10 to 15 minutes, but let's see. It's every 10 minutes, so a lot of buses will be required for this line, but never mind. Never mind about that. I think that's gonna be 9 buses, judging by the timetable of this line. So let's just buy a couple of them and then have a look. Still 28 minutes to cover, and 21 minutes to cover. Yes, I think that's gonna be 9 buses, but that's okay. One more. And there we are. Line number 300 is operational. Everything is working as it should, I think. And I will return with a new video tomorrow. So, until then, I will just say bye.